hate when this happens. Base and then the middle color. This did not work out the way I intended it to. I'm going to get started off with gluing on my tip, so before I do that, I'm going to put a thin layer of top coat. So I decided not to do my regular intro and just start right into the video. So as the first step, I do the pop-off method. As far as the tips go, I'm going to use some dug nails. Now I'm going to clip my tips down. I hate when this happens. So just like the last time I did with the duck nails, I'm going to do the moon shape. So I'm going to go in with my E-file. Just going to use my sanding band to just shape the ends. This is genuinely hard for me to do because one side, like, of the tip never looks the same as the other. And it's not like I can go in and do this by hand with the hand file. So I really just have to watch how I do this, and it takes me forever. Alright, this is not working for me. I guess I'm gonna just have to do this and hold it myself because it keeps coming off. Alright, now let's get started right into the application. I'm going to be using polygel this time, and this set is going to be like one of those sets. I don't know how to explain it. You know, I'll just show y'all. But this is one of the practice nails that I did, and pretty much you have this like base and then the middle color. It kind of looks like an aura nail, and then plus the added quote-unquote water droplets. And it's like textured, which is pretty cool. So that's the design that I wanted to go for. I'm using these two colors as my base, and I'm also using these two pigment powders. And for those water droplets, I'm using some nail glue gel. I'm really hoping that I have enough for this because when it comes to duck nails, I'm having to use more polygel, and these tubes are not particularly big. I'm hoping this works out, y'all. I'm trying to talk a lot more in my videos. For those of you who like to keep it in the background, I don't want it to just be straight music. Sometimes I just want some talking points to keep people tuned in. But I also don't want to get too repetitive and say the same thing over and over again. But I know there are some new people who come in and don't know this stuff. But one day, I don't know when, but I'll maybe come out with a new video that will just be dedicated to polygel application. That way, for those who want to see me do my own take on the application, they can just watch the video. Only reason why I haven't done it yet is because I'm really trying to get better at it, because I still feel like there are certain areas where I'm not really comfortable with sharing because I don't want to say the wrong thing. In other words, I want to be more well versed. I don't want to just say something and it's not clear. The whole point of a video like that is to make sure that you guys understand what you're doing and understand what I'm doing, which is why I've decided in the near future I'm going to take classes from an actual nail tech. No, it's not actual cosmetology school. It's just like a one-on-one class with a nail tech. That way I can get better at shaping, application, whether that be acrylic or any type of gel. And I really want my nails to look more presentable. I want them to look better. And this is something that I haven't really noticed because I've been doing this for a while, but even when I have like someone like my mom who looks at my videos, she'll look at my nails and be like, why do your nails look like that? And I'm just like, what do you mean? She's like, well, it doesn't look seamless. It doesn't look natural. And I'm like, but they're not natural nails. But she was like, you know, your cuticles, like it doesn't look seamless, you know? And I was like, huh. She said that they looked very bulky. They looked too high, if that makes sense. And as she was like really, really looking at it, I was like, you're right, because my nail designs, not to compare myself to other people, but some of these really good nail techs, their nails look really, really seamless near the cuticle area. So I made the decision, you know what? I'll just get lessons from somebody who's more experienced and their work looks amazing. And fortunately for me, she offers one-on-one classes, so I was so happy. So if y'all see a sudden change in my work, it's probably because I'm getting lessons done, but that's in the near future, so not right now. So as y'all seen with the other nails, I put the polygel down and then spread it out first. When doing the whole nail, like the pinky, I usually like to start off with the cuticle area. I make sure that the cuticles are not being flooded, and I make sure that the polygel is spread evenly throughout the nail. It's best to get everything done the first time around because having to add more polygel is too much of a hassle. And I make sure to smooth out the nail and smooth out the sides. I made this a bit too thick, but that's fine. Since I'm going to file, it's going to go down a bit anyway. Now that I'm looking at this color, I highly doubt that this would match well with this. I feel like it's too dark. I need something else that's a pastel that will go with the vibe of this nail. And I forgot to do a second bead. I'll be right back. I love how this is supposed to be a blue color and yet it looks more like a mint green. So this is going to be a hard one because I don't know if this bright green is gonna like go nicely with this color. I feel like it might clash a little bit. Alright, I need to stop being indecisive, but I think I'm gonna just go with this color. One thing I love about Morovan is the pigmentation with some of their color. I'd say they're definitely an underrated brand when it comes to some of these pigments because their polygels are consistent throughout no matter the color. And I also love how they don't stain as well. If I'm using a bright green polygel like this, it's not getting all over my napkin and there's not green pigment everywhere. This is definitely a brand I like to work with when it comes to some glitter polygels or just regular colors. And their consistency, although it's not on the stiffer side, it's not very runny, so you get a good balance. It's definitely a good beginner friendly type of polygel. I put a little bit of alcohol on my lint-free wipe, and I'm just going to wipe off that sticky layer. Now I'm gonna go in with my hand file. Since I can't really file straight, I'm gonna just try and like file most of the top and then go in with my e-file to file the sides, you know, since it's curved. Here's how my nails turned out. I'm not too crazy about this blue, but I'll try to make it work. I'm going to get started on putting on the pigment powder. Like I said, it's gonna look like an aura. I'm not gonna use blooming gel this time, so I'm just going to put on some base coat, and that will be like the layer where the powder is gonna stick onto. Now let's get started on the pigment powder. I'm going in with this brush. I don't even know what to call it, an angled brush. In hindsight, this was probably not a good idea to do because the pigment came out a bit too harsh and the pigment powder wasn't giving this gradient look that comes with these aura nails. So if y'all plan to do this nail design, definitely look up some tutorials online because there's probably a better way to do this. Now this looks a little bit messy. I tried my best to like shade out the outer part of this powder, but this is the best that I could do, so let's just move on. I'm going to put on this glossy top coat first and then go in with a matte top coat. The reason why I went in with the glossy top coat first was because I didn't want the matte top coat getting messed up. When it comes to designs and matte top coat, they just never go well for me, so I always have to put something in between them so that the final design doesn't get messed up. I know guys, this is a lot of steps, but now that I'm done with the glossy top coat, I'm going in with the matte top coat. See, this is what I was worried about, was the top coat not adhering properly, and now there's like these different patches that look uncured. And I went back in and cured it again, but it's still wet, so I don't get what that's about. Anyways, I'll get started on the water droplets, and I'm gonna try and use them as a way to cover up these patches. Now I'm going to put on some cuticle oil. So here are the final results. Now to start off with, I think that the middle finger and the pinky finger looks pretty good. Although it's not blended the best, I still think that it's not like too bad with the pigment powder, but unlike these other two, it's very noticeable and you can see the little patches. Alright y'all, this is day 2 of the video. So I decided to redo this whole nail design because the first attempt was completely horrible, but I decided, you know what, I'm gonna keep that in the video just so y'all can see how it goes down and how better I can make this design. I decided, you know what, I'm gonna just do the airbrush again because even though it's unsafe to use it with the gel polish, as long as you got glasses and you're keeping your face covered with a mask, I should be fine. So let's do this. Alright, so instead of doing polygel, I decided to do acrylic. I just redid the whole thing all over again because there was no way for me to go back. Well, there probably was, but it would require lots of filing off and I didn't want to go through that whole process. So I decided to redo this again. So instead of the base being polygel, it's going to be gel polish. So I'm going to use the same color palette, so this green and this pastel blue. I'm just going to apply these on, maybe do about 2 coats of these. Since I already did all the basic steps in the beginning, I'm just going to speed run through this video. I don't want to sound too repetitive. So besides the gel polishes and the airbrush, I'm doing the same thing. So I'm going to switch out the blue Beetles polish for this one by Nail Reserve because it wasn't giving me the pigment that I liked. Much better. Now to the fun part. I'm bringing this bad boy out after a couple of months of not using it, but this is the same airbrush that I got from Temu. If y'all don't know, watch the Temu haul and I unbox everything and pretty much went through the ropes of how it worked, but let's get started. I'll explain a little bit on how to use the airbrush for those who don't know. All you do is mix a bit of acetone and a bit of gel polish together. That's what creates the quote-unquote paint. The reason why I was afraid to use the airbrush at first, I didn't have a problem with it in the beginning, but then this TikTok, it's always a TikTok, this nail tech came out and she pretty much put out a warning and she said that using gel polish inside of these airbrushes are dangerous. It's really important that you wear some type of facial protection like a mask and glasses. Just like the last nail design, I'm putting on some glossy top coat first. Even though I haven't shown y'all the final results yet, just look at how much I've improved.
Natural disasters, my baby has been around for me. Kingdoms are falling, angels be calling. None of that could ever make me leave. Yeah. Every time I look into your eyes, I
Lastly, I'm putting on some cuticle oil. So what do you guys think of these nails? I think I did way better than the last set. And I just have to say, I'm really sorry y'all for making such an atrocity. I wanted to do something that was an alternative to the airbrush for those of you who don't own one or just didn't want to use one, which you can do with the pigment powder, but I was just terrible at it and it didn't go as planned, as y'all can see. I probably won't attempt that again for a while because that was really bad. But I'm glad I did a do-over with these nails. The aura design looks way better. The secondary color in the middle is nice and pigmented, it's not harsh, and it has this nice gradient look. And I'm really glad that the matte top coat came out better this time around. I'm actually surprised at how the matte top coat looks. It's usually a hit or miss. It doesn't have those wet patches that are randomly throughout the nail, and the nails look consistent. Like, it looks really good, and I'm glad that they came out way better. I do wish I could have done a better job at applying the gel polish. The cuticle area and the tip of the nail is not as clean as I would have liked. But tell me, what do you guys think of this set? So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give this video a like, make sure to subscribe, and also press that notification bell so that you can get notified when I upload. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!